So there's another loan program from the SBA. It's sort of the second biggest program called an SBA 504 loan. And this is a loan program that's principally used for financing owner-occupied or owner-operated commercial real estate and for purposes of acquisition, refinance, renovations, or even ground-up construction. And it also enables financing of heavy equipment. Those are the two primary things that a 504 would do, either real estate or heavy equipment. And the 504 has a very unique structure in that it's really two loans. And so what happens is there is typically a 50% first lien loan, of the total project costs. And that's made by a lender such as ourselves. We're called the third party lender for some reason. But then there's the second lien loan, which is ultimately going to be guaranteed by the SBA. It has 100% government guarantee on it for the SBA, but it's a bond that gets placed every month. And so, as you may or may not be aware, there's a process by which a bond offering occurs. And in this case, the SBA 504 bonds only happen once a month, typically the beginning of the month. And there's a deadline when the documentation has to get in prior to that bond sale. So it's typically, if you were trying to get your SBA 504 debenture, that's what it's called, funded, let's say the middle of February, for instance, you would probably have to get the paperwork in sometime by mid-January. And the people that do this are what's called a certified development company, a CDC. Think of them like the eyes and ears of the SBA. So you have to kind of work backwards from this. And so what occurs? Well, the funds are not there at your closing. So what happens is we actually provide an interim second lien loan that gets taken out by the bond sale, typically 45, 60 days after the closing on your commercial real estate or your heavy equipment loan. So it's kind of a unique structure. And the reason it's so beneficial for small business owners contemplating commercial real estate financing or heavy equipment financing is because typically that first lien loan is at bank rates, regular interest rates, market rates, terms, conditions, everything. So it's very beneficial. But then that second lien loan, the ultimate one that gets funded by the SBA bond offering, that is typically at below market interest rates, and it's fixed for up to 25 years. So it's very beneficial. It's something that didn't exist prior to a few years ago with a 25-year debenture. So it's very, very beneficial. Typically, when you blend the two loans' interest rates, you're at a below market interest rate, and you have a very long repayment term to pay it back. And you also get the benefit of, just like the SBA 7A loan, you're typically only putting in 10% if it's a multi-use commercial property. Now, if it's special use, you probably have to put in 15%. And if it's special use and a startup, you're looking at a 20% down payment. But in most cases, you're looking at only 10% of the total project costs as what you have to put as your down payment for an SBA 504 loan. So those are a few of the benefits of an SBA 504 loan. It's the second biggest program that the SBA offers. Typically about 6,000 to 7,000 businesses utilize an SBA 504 loan every year. The second lien loan amount, those SBA debenture amounts, that's typically been about $7.5 to $8 billion per year when you look at all the different uses of proceeds that can occur with an SBA 504 loan. So it's still a very substantial product. And actually, I've only mentioned the 7 or 8 billion, I should say, for the second. When you combine it with the first, that means it's a program that typically finances 15, 16, 17 million dollars of project costs every year. Sorry, again, I said millions, I meant billions. This is the SBA, and we have to talk in billions in most cases. It also does not have a ceiling on the size of an SBA 504. Typically, these can go up to, I think the largest on record is a $30 million SBA 504 loan. I once did a $26.5 million SBA 504 loan. So you do have quite a runway in terms of project size on these types of 504 loans.